Good morning, family. This is Reginald Martin of Kametaphysics Sacred Alchemy, where ancient wisdom becomes modern awakening. So, the idea of Jesus not being historical, okay? And I want to say this. I made a video about that the other day. So Jesus is not historical, but I want to say this. What Jesus represents is an aspect and a part of us every single day, okay? Jesus the Christ is an aspect of every human being on the planet, okay? And this is what I want to say about that. So I want to do a little bit of teaching on that, because I know that the idea that I stated that Jesus is not historical, and to challenge people about that, I know that can bring on some negative energy, because people have a lot of beliefs built up around that, But I want to practice my art and balance out the negativity, because that's not what my channel is about. Okay, that video got a lot of views and stuff, but I'm not into just promoting negativity for the sake of promoting negativity. That's bad energy. Okay, but balancing it out. So this is why I can say what I say, that I can be 100% certain that Jesus that we know of in the Bible was not a historical person. And that's simply because the idea of Jesus, the Christ, existed 10,000 years before Christianity. Okay, it is literally the idea of Jesus the Christ is a part of other spiritual systems, just called different things. Okay, in Hinduism, the idea is called, I think it's moksha or samadhi. In Buddhism, it's called bodhi or bodhi. Okay, so these ideas have existed in many spiritual systems all across the world, okay, for centuries before Christianity. Christianity flipped it, okay, and this is the problem that Christianity has created with their idea of a corporeal Jesus, that you need to believe in it. The main idea is that the other spiritual systems, including the Kemetic spiritual system, is based on an idea of an internal locus of control. In other words, it's the idea that the journey that we are developing ourselves, it is an inward journey. It's one that we are developing ourselves from within. We're connecting to the divine and recognizing our divinity as we journey through life. And you do that from your experiences in life. Life is the outside projection of your inner vibrational experience. Okay, this is the metaphysical aspect of these. This is also where the idea of the law of attraction comes from, okay? Where the idea that thoughts become things. So all of that has a very ancient foundation that basically can be traced back to ancient Kemet, okay? And these ideas, and the idea of Ma'at, all right? So all these ancient systems had the idea of the Christ, okay? And that's the KRST, long before Christianity came up with the idea of Jesus Christ, okay? Long before. So there is precedent of this, okay? And I know people are going to ask me, well, can you prove, family, I wrote a whole book, okay? The book is called Cracking the Christ Code, the Ancient Egyptian Origins of Jesus, okay? And you can get it on Amazon or any major bookseller. But I lay it out in a book, all right? So this video is not going to give you proof of everything, but the book, I take you through all of it, okay? Through every step of how these ideas came about, how Christianity came up with them, why they came up with them, all of that, okay? But today I just want to talk about the idea of the Christ, and why I can say that it is an absolute aspect of every single one of us every single day, okay? So how Christianity flipped it was that they made the idea of the Christ something, one, that was corporeal and that is outside of us. So from the ancient Kemetic perspective, their teachings were from the idea that the soul is incarnating into the physical, okay, or literally projecting into the physical. So we are the soul's projection. We are the soul made flesh, okay? So we've heard these terms. So you'll get little snippets that are in the Bible that are in Christianity, okay? But Christianity made it about one person, okay? The ancient terminology, when we're talking about just let's say the crucifixion, okay, and the resurrection, okay, so I know those are going to be coming up here pretty soon. But the idea, it was about a soul incarnating into the physical or into the flesh. So that's what the crucifixion was about. It's actually the four elements, okay, earth, air, fire, and water, okay, that a soul needed in order to cross over into the physical, okay? That was the crucifixion. The death was actually about the soul losing its omnipotent awareness, okay? That was the ancient esoteric meaning of death, all right? It wasn't about a physical death in this sense. The idea of Jesus the Christ was not about a physical death. It was about the soul forgetting its omnipotent awareness. The sacrifice, if anything, was the soul sacrificing itself so that a physical person could live, okay? All right? But that idea of a sacrifice is not a part of ancient Kemetic teachings. That's a negative that's a negative concept, okay? That you give up yourself for somebody else and for whatever reason, okay? That's a negative concept, negative energy, negative vibration, okay? But that was the idea of the cross, okay? So as the soul incarnated into the physical, okay, it merged with matter or mother, okay? So the soul, the idea was that the soul is the light or the intellect of the creator that is merging into matter. So that's one reason that it's symbolized or personified as a male, because it is the light of the creator basically planting its seed into matter or mother, okay? So this is, again, this is the ancient Kemetic ideas about this concept. So this is where you get the idea of Jesus being implanted in Mary, okay, the virgin birth. But the birth is actually when the soul first begins to recognize who it is, okay? So first is and there's many layers and levels to this, family, but I'm just really making it very simple, okay? But when the soul starts to begins to recognize itself, that's when the birth of the son happens, when it first starts to recognize, okay? As it develops, then it goes on to become a Christ, okay? It goes on to become an enlightened being, okay? We go on to become enlightened beings. And at that point, when we reach a stage in areas of our lives that we are enlightened about them, that's when we become a Christ, okay? That is actually called the resurrection, okay? So again, understand, Christianity flipped it, okay? They flipped it from a spiritual actualization to something about the physical, okay? That when they changed and made a corporeal Jesus, that's what they did, okay? The journey is about our internal locus of control. It's about us internally recognizing our power as gods and goddesses in the physical form, okay? That we have the ability to create our physical form, okay? And this is they don't say this, but it's in the symbolism, okay? If you see Osiris has its hands free. It is a mummy with one leg, okay? But its hands are free. and it has a scepter and it has the flail in it, okay, and a lot of times. But what that means is that the Osiris represents the personification of our soul, and Osiris as a soul has the ability to create in this reality, okay? Again, this is breaking down the symbolism, not what's in the books, okay? This is the metaphysical aspect of it. So that's where that's coming from. But the idea of Jesus is actually that light, that intellect that actually that merges into the physical, okay? But that intellect, that physical person is dead, okay? Meaning they're unknowing or not knowledgeable about who they are, okay, as a soul. When they're not knowledgeable about who they are Osiris. They are the mummy that is dead, but at this point does not have the ability to know who it is. Okay, so in the ancient Egyptians will symbolize that Osiris as having no arms or anything. It's just totally bandaged up. Okay, that's how they represent that idea. But again, this is an inward journey. This is a journey from within us and us discovering who we are, okay? Not us worshiping something. Christianity made us worship something out there, okay? Look at Jesus as the example, but not recognizing that Jesus is or that light is within each of us. The possibility of that seed expanding and becoming knowledgeable consciously is within all of us. These ideas were supposed to be about all of humanity, okay? Not about one special person that one special group gets to worship, or you get to belong to this group if you get to profess that Jesus is your savior and you believe in his resurrection, okay? That's not how that works. You can believe all you want to, but if you are not developing consciously, if your life is not going as you wish, and you're not gaining wisdom from the hardships and the tribulations that you're dealing with, you're not becoming a Christ, okay? You can believe all day, every day, and hope Jesus is going to swoop down and save you, okay? But that's not how the ancients taught these ideas, okay? It was about our journey. So that's the main thing that I want you to get here, is that I am not trying to attack Christians on the sense of it's that I don't like what they believe. Family, I am the first to tell you, respect other people's beliefs, okay? But when somebody don't respect mine, then I'm coming out swinging, okay? So that's just how I am. And, you know, if it gets to a point to where I have to set some boundaries, I set boundaries, okay? I can ignore you, you know, for a time being, but if it persists, I'm going to set a boundary and let you know that, hey, you crossed the boundary. This is where it stops. Family, that's just natural. That's how we're supposed to do, okay? So these people teach you these ideas that you're never supposed to get angry. You're never supposed to get sad. You know, again, that's religious notions that you are not supposed to be emotionally charged about anything. What that ends up doing, though, is end up causing blocks emotionally that end up manifesting in disease, okay? When you're not really actualizing the emotions, or you're not working through the emotions. So these ideas of never get mad, never get angry, family, that's a religious idea, okay? Only religion, well, I won't say only religion, but I know from my Christian experience that was something that was taught to us, okay? Turn the other cheek, you know? So those are the ideas, you know. So if you're feeling sad, then obviously you're not being godly, because you wouldn't be sad if you understood that God is the great healer, you know, that you're connected to God, you know, blah blah blah. You wouldn't be sad. So all of those things like that are basically, they end up disconnecting you from your own inner guidance system, because in the Kemetic system, your emotions becomes a level of guidance for you. When you're sad, that means that there's something that is not working correctly, and you need to find that light, you know, because you got darkness descending on you. And I mean darkness in the sense of you being sad, and instead of being in the light and happy, okay, but not a negative thing, okay, in that sense. But in Christianity, it taught you basically ways that You are to externally look for validation for yourself, look for validation for your experience, rather than having an internal locus of control where you are developing your inner divinity, or you're developing the knowledge of who you are becoming as a divine being through life experience. Okay, Christianity wants to separate life experience. Okay, there's a secular life and then there's a spiritual life. There are things that are spiritual and then there are things that are not spiritual. There was no such thing in the Kemetic system. Okay, all life is spiritual because you are a spiritual being having a human experience. If you baking cookies, it's a spiritual experience. Okay, because you are a spiritual being having you are a spiritual being having a human experience. You know, you have a one-night stand, and the one-night stand end up causing a whole lot of issues. That one-night stand is still a spiritual thing because you end up the whatever problem that it might have created. I'm not saying that all of them create a problem, because they don't, but whatever problem that created, it's an opportunity for you to learn something about yourself, or to learn something through your experience. Okay, it's an opportunity that may elevate you to a level of Christ. But in Christianity, that's a sin. You know, you're not supposed to do this. You're not supposed. So you end up creating all these blocks and disconnects and contradictions in your life because one thing is spiritual and something is not. Okay, that's only Christianity. That's only religion. All right. So again, from the ancient Kemetic perspective, we are souls here in the physical. We are souls made flesh. Our souls projected into the physical world. Okay, that's the idea of from the Kemetic perspective. Our souls crossed over into the physical. Okay, and when we realize and recognize who we are as divine beings, as gods and goddesses in training, as creators in this realm of existence, then we are elevated to the idea of a Christ, KRST. Christ was not a person, it was a title. It was an idea of you elevating. That's how I can know, and I can say with 100% certainty that I know that the idea of Jesus never, he as a historical person never existed, because the idea was never supposed to be made corporeal. In the Council of Nicaea, that's what they were arguing about that. Okay? There were people that were saying, no, that Christianity is about to do something wrong, that they're not supposed to corporealize this, because understand that was 300 years after the supposed death of Jesus, the supposed crucifixion. Okay, they got it. They messed up a whole lot when they did that. Okay, so I'm not trying to attack Christianity. What I'm saying is bringing back really what the truth of these ideas meant. Okay. And the truth is much more powerful than the lie. And the truth can set you free. Okay? That's really the crux of the matter. That the truth can set you free. The truth is more powerful than what we have been, or what we grew up being taught as Christianity. Christianity ends up producing a needy or disempowered individual in a lot of cases, because you're hoping that God is going to do your battles or fight your battles for you, when in reality you are the God that creates life as you wish. Okay, you are the God who is going to solve those issues, and you're going to solve that through who you believe yourself to be and your power or lack of it. Okay, that's what it comes down to. So all of these ideas of a historical and corporeal Jesus, family, is going the opposite of what it needs to do. Okay, so when I say Jesus never existed, and I'm 100% certain, I can say that again because one, I've studied these ideas, but I know that the idea that Jesus represents was never supposed to be corporeal. It was never supposed to be something that we worshipped. Okay, I hope that's making sense. And again, this is a 15-20 minute video. Family, I can't explain all of it. If you're interested in more, then absolutely you can go and get my book, the Cracking the Christ Code, the ancient Egyptian origins of Jesus. Again, it's on Amazon. It's on all the major book retailers. Okay, so, but at any rate, I hope this is helpful. What I don't want to do is because I know that people are deconstructing, and family, and I know how difficult that this journey can be when you start to question religion. You're left without a foundation. It's literally, you have identified as a Christian. You have thought in the context of you being a born sinner and a savior that is going to save you at some point. Okay, but the ancient idea is not that you're a born sinner. That's, again, Christianity flipped something. They created a disease and then offered the cure as a savior. So that was never something that was supposed to, again, be instituted. Okay, they changed something and they flipped it. But from a Kemetic perspective, you are born divine. Okay, that's a new identity. Okay, it's a flip from I'm a born sinner to I'm born divine. All right, so that's a different way to approach the world, because within Christianity, you approach the world through everybody is an enemy. If they're not Christian, then the most likely is their enemy. Everybody's a born sinner, and you expect, because you see everybody as a born sinner, you expect the worst from every human being that you ever meet and don't know. It's just a natural progression, family. Even if you don't consciously think about it, you're going to assume the worst, or the worst possibility of everybody in humanity, because you know everybody's a born sinner and wicked. Okay, that's just the natural progression of those teachings. So in order to flip that, in order to bring back the true teachings, that's what I do on this channel. Okay, that's what I teach, the true meaning of these ideas. Okay, now people can say, well, how you know this is true? How you know? Family, I'm going to say this. You're going to know it's true if it brings you peace, balance, and harmony. Okay, that's the idea of Ma'at. Peace, balance, and harmony. Recognizing that life reciprocates, or the reciprocal aspect of life is your inner vibrational essence being projected and being reflected back to you as life. Life is teaching you as a soul. That's the power in that you're never a victim. You're not here because you got dropped here for whatever reason. You're being punished or cursed. Okay, again, those are ideas that have been taught in Christianity. All right, so the idea is that you are a god or goddess in training while here on the physical plane. You were born divine, not broken. Okay, not unworthy, not a sinner. You were born divine. And that's the ideas that are being taught here at Kametaphysics Sacred Alchemy. Because in the end, you are the creator of your reality. Thoughts become things. And you are a powerful, powerful being. You just have to learn that and know that. So the religious teachings take you away from that knowledge and understanding of who you are. All right? All right, family, so I'm going to go ahead and check out here. So this is Reginald Martin of Kametaphysics Sacred Alchemy, and I am out. Y'all have an amazing day, okay?